Hello, welcome to Best Laid Schemes, where we're playing D&D in the Mythic Odysseys of Theros setting. With me are Adrian, Darren, Jill, and Mark. Hopefully Darren will be with us in a moment.
I'm here.
So it's been 3 weeks since our last session because of stuff. To recap, let's see. Last session you were fighting a group of Cyclops that were attacking the fort guarding the end of One-Eyed Canyon. And you had fended them off successfully and more or less saved the garrison there. So, you had swooped in, I might add, on your burnished hearts and saved the garrison. And yes, the hoplites are very grateful for your intervention, and they ply you with food and so on. But unless there's anything that you want to talk to them about, you can recover your mounts from the hillside where they alighted after dropping you off in the fray, and resume your journey.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Okay, so with the good wishes of the Acroan hoplites, you take off into the skies of Theros once again. Your 4 golden mounts glimmering in the noon sun and disappearing off into the clear sky. From your perspective, the mountains of the Cataclon Mountains that you are up at the very northern tip of stretch out before you, and you can just about make out some plumes of smoke in the distance, little wisps of smoke from what is presumably the Great Polis of Akros. And you head in that direction. Let me see. It will take you, from your initial flight from Mount Visios didn't take so long. This flight is now 2 or 3 times that distance. So it will, after your your battle with the Cyclops was mid-morning. So yeah, it will be.
Did we have a rest?
Actually, yes, you will have had a rest because, like, the hoplites will have wanted to. I'm assuming that you're heading towards Akros at the moment because there's not. It's more or less on the way. If you were originally heading to Altrisos, I believe, via Meletis.
Yeah.
So your journey is going to take you over Akros first. So let's see. It will be starting to get dark by the time you get close to Akros. Are you going to stop at Akros or try to push on into the night?
Weren't we stopping just to check Deracles' adopted parents were arriving? Are we just leaving them to it?
Well, it would be nice to pop in to see if they have arrived yet. And also, we may as well just have a rest at our house rather than flying through the dark, because there's no sort of specific urgency.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
You, how are you going to approach Akros? You've done a short flight and another one. I mean, you were a little bit tired by the end of this long flight. It is quite it's hard work. Riding all day. You have been able to alight on mountain tops that you would otherwise have had to spend all day climbing, and just sort of relax and take in the view. just to get a bit of a break during the day. But as you approach the polis, you can see it's fascinating seeing the thick walls of this very defensible stronghold from the air, and the colophon, the walled palace up on the crag high above the rest of the city. How would you like to approach this? Are you going to discreetly land a short distance from the city and walk in, or are you going to show off? What do you
I
want
was
to
thinking
do?
we just land exactly in our garden.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does our house have a landing strip or anything?
Yeah,
You know,
we should do. You know
It's
this is
what?
a noble house.
We
So.
should get
The roof will be flat.
we should get them to paint. Get some people to paint a big circle with an H in the middle for heart.
Yeah. I don't think we need to show off, and I don't think we need to hide. I think we just need to carry on our business as normal.
Okay, you are. You will. As you come into the polis, you will be aware that there is some excitement below, and you can see. You'll see hoplites moving around on the walls. Let's see. There are a lot of archers up there on the walls, but they are not actively shooting at you at the moment.
Good.
Well, that's good.
So
Give them a cheery wave. That usually sorts things out.
okay, they seem to accept that you are not an immediate threat. Although they are watching closely, and you are able to fly down, and the villa that you were granted by the regent is the flat roof is the easiest thing. I mean, the grounds are large as well, but they're sort of like down in amongst the houses and surrounded with walls at the ends, and like the flat roof is the closest thing to an open space to land on. So you're easily able to bring your mounts in, settle them on the roof. Are you going to try to bring them back down into the courtyard, or are you going to leave them on the roof?
Bring them down into the courtyard.
Sounds
I'd
right.
like to bring mine down, let it graze, and
You will
a big
notice as you're dismounting on the move, you'll notice that your mounts are very they're still beautiful, but you've noticed that like some of them beginning to develop little sort of like squeaks, perhaps in some of the joints and so on. Pims, you feel that there's nothing that a little bit of lubrication wouldn't sort out, but
Yeah, okay. There's never anything that.
I knew you were going to do that.
you had to make it weird.
I stopped.
Well done.
Anyway,
Right,
moving
so
on.
we need to rest and be a bit pampered.
Yes. You going inside the
We have like staff.
You did have stuff. There were.
Do we have a
number...
heart lubricator? As one of our staff members?
You do not. You have not. You have not yet appointed a heart lubricator.
I was just wondering if we could perhaps get someone to go and, maybe find out why there were jittery archers hanging around. What gives? What's the sitch?
I want to.
We need a situation report. That's what we need.
And I'd like to go say hello to Dericles' mum and dad.
Is that here yet?
Okay.
Are they here?
Okay.
Yeah.
They're here.
The head, the staff are seem to be suddenly very busy, and you get the impression that you have taken them by surprise. But your head of staff, let me just I can't remember. Did I give him a name?
It was a
I
her, wasn't
I
it?
can't
Yeah, I
recall
thought it was
the
a her.
evening
Was it a her? Sorry.
parents in charge.
Terrace.
Terrace.
Terrace, yes. Head servant.
I did. I knew I would have. Okay, Terrace approaches you as while you're still dismounting. In fact, she appears to have been somewhat surprised and then rapidly sort of like composed herself in order to come and greet you. Welcome to the polis. We were not expecting you. This is new.
Oh, yeah. We picked these guys up on our travels, but are we supposed to let you know when we're coming so you can get things ready? We're just kind of not really used to this kind of thing. Well, Pims might be, but not.
We endeavour to keep the villa ready for your use at a moment's notice. You have guests.
Oh, okay. Is it
my mum and
I
dad?
assume that's your parents. Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Great.
Their names. Yes. Ashanti and Leonidas are in one of the guest rooms.
Right. Which one?
I will take you there. She seems to recognise the excitement in your tone, and she leads you downstairs into one of the rooms at the back of the villa, where Ashanti and Leonidas are unpacking a handful of things that they have brought with them from the little fishing village outside Meletis. They stand up, beaming as you enter the room. It is good to
Dad.
see you. They both rush forward, give you a big hug.
Yeah, I'll hug them back.
Sorry.
Look, we've got a big house now.
We have heard tales of your exploits all across Theros. We are very proud.
We've been busy. We've been relatively busy.
You know, we had resigned ourselves to living out the rest of our lives in exile to protect your secret, and to hear that it is safe to return to our home polis, we are delighted.
I'm so glad that we were able to get you, back here. And how was your journey? Did it take long, or?
It was. We joined up with a merchant caravan, and it was fairly uneventful. They had arrangements with the Lagona centaurs to pass through their lands. We had no trouble. It was. It's a long time since I have had to climb the Titan stairs, but it was worth it.
You haven't met my friends, have you?
No,
Hello?
we have heard stories.
Oh well, this is Hester.
Hi, I'm.
She's really clever
Oh,
and good.
Pleasure to meet you, Hester.
kind of you to say.
Ashanti is who is also there, is kind of staying in the background, a little bit quieter, but she's smiling and politely bowing to each of you as you're introduced. Good to meet you, Hester.
Nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you, particularly because of how lovely your son is. So he's a great travelling companion, and he's so kind.
Oh, what's that? Leonidas beams with pride. Well, we cannot take all the credit for that, but Ashanti raised him right.
Oh, this is Shade, and she's really dangerous.
Leonidas,
and
Leonidas
knows all about street things and everything.
Leonidas bows to you, Shade, and he seems to appreciate Derocles' summary of your abilities.
And this of course, you might know him already, just by reputation. This is the famous gladiator Pims.
I have heard of you, but we had sadly had to leave the polis before your time in the arena.
No problem. May I just say it is an honour to meet the parents of the second greatest warrior in all of these lands.
Leonidas kind of smiles at that and claps you on the shoulder. I like a man with confidence. Well, we have only just arrived last night. We were exhausted from our journey, and we have many people in the polis that we are looking forward to catching up with. In particular, Titanic. It says we have exchanged letters with her, but I look forward to seeing her again. So, are you staying for long? Where have you been?
We've just been up north talking to the flame speaker, and we're on our way south again. Actually, we're going to Meletis and even further south. So we're just maybe stopping the night here.
That is a shame. I was hoping to have a little more time with you all, but I'm sure your travels will bring you back.
Oh yeah, and
won't
it'll be great to know that you're here to come home to.
Make an insight roll, Derocles.
That would be a 2.
Okay.
I've missed those rolls.
Actually, let's just. I need more screens here. Who knew that you need more screens for running D&D than you need for game dev? Just checking passive perceptions. Okay, so Hester, you will notice that Leonidas hides it quite well, but Ashanti is a lot easier to read. Both of them are behind the excitement and pride. You can also sense a level of trepidation at the thought of Derocles heading off on further adventures, more fighting and more risk.
Right. Okay. Can I distract? I would like to distract Pims a little and pull him away from the group. Can I manage that?
I wouldn't have said that was hard.
Okay.
Yeah, you can easily ask Pims about sort of like when he started participating in the games, and
oh no, that's not at all what I was going to ask him.
Oh, okay.
I've got something more pressing to ask.
Oh, okay.
I've got a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't met a friend's parents before, and Shade is new, and I don't want to disturb Derocles with it, but am I meant to call them Mum and Dad as well?
No.
Okay. Well, thanks. I feel loads better now that you've laughed at me. So I just call them like Auntie and Uncle.
No. Just Mr. and Mrs. Derricles.
Okay. Okay. Are you sure?
Absolutely 100%.
Okay. Okay. And I'm just gonna like wander back. Mr. and Mrs. Derricles.
Ashanti and Leonidas will suffice.
Okay. Well, are you doing all right? You kind of.
We are.
Sorry. Do you like the curtains?
They look at okay. He glances over at a drape next to the window and looks puzzled back at you.
I'm gonna look round to the others and kind of nod. Like, did I get that right?
Yeah.
I am emboldened. You look a bit worried, maybe something, and I wondered if if we could help put your mind at ease.
Would that you could. It fills us with pride that Derricles is fulfilling the promise of his blood and helping the folk of Theros. However, he turns to you, Derricles, now and says, please be careful, Derricles.
We're always careful.
You know, the
You
tales.
should have seen how careful we were jumping off the hearts onto the back. Oh,
Yeah. To the
The
side.
tales of heroes are glorious, but often short.
Well,
but they are glorious.
I think
I'm just going to go over the.
the thing
He's
is,
not on his own.
no.
Yeah, it's not like we go charging in all the time and just like in danger. So Shade tells us what to do, and Hasta looks out for us.
Ashanti,
And we can run really fast. Even when like the sort of even when hell is falling on top of us, we can run so fast we can get out of the way. That we did,
It's
didn't
true.
Ashanti
got it.
steps forward and squeezes your hand, Derricles. She says, "We are immeasurably grateful that you are all fighting alongside Derricles. We have heard such wonderful stories of your bravery, your accomplishments, but it is even an adopted parent's prerogative to worry about their child, and there is nothing you can do to stop us worrying, but we are very proud. We are just anxious. The things in Meletis are tense. There are many ill omens. We are worried that the path that lies before all of you may be much more dangerous than the one behind you.
Those hearts that
don't
you saw
worry.
us fly in on, they were a gift from a god.
You flew in on what?
Did you not see?
No, we were inside.
Oh yeah, we got flying hearts outside. So they need a bit of lubrication,
Jeez.
apparently, but
This we must see. They're once again, they are full of excitement and pride. You usher them up to the roof where your 4 hearts are kind of they don't really graze. They're just kind of like posing, pretty much in the middle of the roof in a photogenic group with the sun shining off their sort of like many burnished layers. There is one of the household staff is buffing them. Don't you snigger.
I didn't say a word.
so we have a heart buffer, but not a heart lubricator.
Apparently, Terrace is pretty swift at administering new responsibilities. Leonidas is well, both of them are basically like very excited about these. Leonidas, may we approach them?
No, yeah, of course. They don't bite. Actually, do they bite?
No,
We asked them to bite.
we don't know.
No, anyway, they won't bite.
Leonidas approaches them and just admires them close up, and they one of them nuzzles at him as he approaches, and he is just fascinated. Ashanti stays behind and says, turns to you, Shade, and said, "These were gifts of Perforos?"
Well, yeah. We saved one, and Pims fixed it. And then when we were at the Flame Speaker, we were sent some.
We must... Well, if you are staying tonight, you must at the very least bring us up to date with your adventures.
Only if you promise to tell us some stories of Dericles when he was little.
Oh... Yes, I have a number of stories. Yes. Hooves and fishing nets are a terrible, terrible combination. But that is in the past, and I think your future is certainly glorious. We will see what we can do.
You know we look after each other.
Yes.
I hope they gave you the biggest room when you arrived yesterday.
Yeah, I believe it is. We've had a little time to look around. It's ironic. We have been guests in this villa before, but
Really?
yes, long ago. Long ago.
When the owner still had a head.
Before Dericles came to be your son.
Yes. Even then, it was. You are aware that we are good friends of Taranika and the king and queen.
Oh,
She did tell us.
When when the king went mad, we were entrusted with Dericles' safety. Taranika remained behind to take control of the polis and try to maintain order, and we fled to Meletis in a hurry, I might add, to keep Dericles safe. At the time, it was a decision made out of loyalty and political convenience, but by the time we reached Meletis, we were had already come to love him. He did kick, though. So there's plenty of time for stories. Come, let us. It is beginning to get dark, and you must be hungry.
Oh yeah, we always are.
Always.
Aren't we, Pim?
Always.
Yeah.
So Leonidas stays up admiring the hearts for a little while, and then joins you shortly afterwards. Terrace organises a meal for you all, and the dining table is laden with bread, fruits, and several amphora of wine, and you settle down to have a comfortable evening meal, and the evening passes peacefully, exchanging stories of Dericles' childhood and and all of your more recent adventures. Does anybody have anything in particular they want to discuss before you turn in?
I wanted to know why these archers were like being a bit,
I imagine
cautious.
they were alarmed by the sight of four
okay.
brass hearts flying into the polis.
And they didn't recognise who we were. It's disappointing.
Well, I imagine they saw the hearts a long time before they saw your faces. But
Okay.
I imagine they will be less surprised next time.
Yes. That'd be.
Interesting. It is. It is good to be back here. Very good, says Leonidas.
Oh yeah, Mum, Dad. I was hoping that you could kind of take on like the head of the household status, so that you could kind of look after the house while we're off adventuring and stuff. And I know you'd be happy to be in the city, but obviously you'll know how to run a household, and I know Terrace will help you, of course.
We would be honoured to keep things ticking over, but this is your house, all of you, and we consider ourselves honoured guests. We are very lucky to be back here. We will not forget that.
Well, you can have friends over and things as long as they go home by 11. But
Leonidas raises an eyebrow at you. I think we will be okay.
Great. So we don't know anything about running a house. Oh, Pim's might. Well, he might have done if he'd paid attention at home, but...
We will keep an ear to the ground on the political situation as well. I know that we will have to have a conversation with you, Dericles, about the Regent, and I understand that you are not yet ready to reveal your true bloodline.
Well, I'm not really sure that the people would be that happy about it, and Taranika's doing a great job, and my mum and possibly father are still alive somewhere, so, you know,
We understand.
That would seem a bit premature. Oh, also, we got the world to save, so, you know, we can't really do that from, you know, hanging around in here.
It is true. Taranika always was the most savvy of our circle of friends, and now she has... You have exposed the those who were most undermining her rule, and she has us she can fall back on. We will help her to keep Akros out of difficulties while you are away. If you can find your mother and father, I don't think either of those will be easy meetings.
Were we meant to tell Taranika anything from the flame speaker?
What did I tell you?
Thanks for the gift, I think.
I think there was a thank you. I think you may have been given a roll of leather with some notes written on it to deliver.
Okay, so if we could leave it here, then.
Oh yes, we can
deliver it for us, Tori.
We can deliver the flame speakers.
Oh yeah, Pims, if you could just pop that out your diplomatic pouch and on the table.
Turn round at least.
Yeah, I whip it out.
Okay. Leonidas looks at the crumpled missive and very well. Yes, we shall see that Taranika gets the or at least the flame speaker's message. So you are leaving in the morning.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Meletis, and then we've got to head to Altrisos, I think it is, the Eye of the something or other, was it?
Do we actually need
the
to
needle.
go to Meletis first? Can we not just go straight to the temple?
No, we need to call in and at least give some kind of report. I am
do it
still...
afterwards.
No, I really think that since we have to go past Meletis, that we really should call in and talk, at least briefly.
How far do the hearts fly in a day?
I don't know. We haven't flown for a full day. Do they get tired? I don't even know.
Well, they get squeaky, it seems.
Yeah, you get about 20 miles per gallon.
You let's have a look. Basically, you did make it from Mount Visios to Akros in a day. Akros to Meletis is similar distance again, so that's probably a day if you push it. Altrisos is a short distance beyond Meletis, Let me. Let's put the map up. There we go. Oh, that's a bit far over. Let's bring this over. There we go.
So it probably makes sense to stop off in Meletis for the night, and then go to Eltritos the next morning.
Well, I think that the folk of Meletis would certainly appreciate hearing what you have to tell them. From what little we know, there is much anxiety amongst the priesthoods. All of the priests have begun receiving disturbing visions.
Ooh, what of? Not minotaurs.
No. Some sort of disaster. Destruction, death. These visions, I've heard many stories. Some of them talk about marauding centaurs, some of them talk about the returned, some of them talk about giants coming out of the east. I don't know. I think some of them are allegorical, some of them may be true. But the common thread is that there is an atmosphere of the calm before the storm, perhaps.
So we need to try and inspire some confidence then.
That is a very good point. Flying into the city on such beautiful mounts as you have upstairs, that would certainly inspire the citizens that there are heroes fighting on their behalf.
Sounds good, eh, Pims?
Sorry?
Sounds good. Flying in, inspiring the population of Meletis.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do that.
You should definitely do that.
Well,
anything that makes it look awesome. It's going to be good. Isn't it?
It has been it has been a long day. It's so good to see you again, Dericles, and wonderful to meet you all. Ashanti. Good night, Dericles, and
Night, bum.
the rest of you. Take care of him, and of yourselves. She looks like she looks like she's about to say something else, and then she just smiles at Leonidas, and the two of them leave the room and retire to their chambers.
My mum and dad.
They're lovely. That doesn't surprise me at all. They seem really kind.
They are.
They're worried about you. I could see it in their faces.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I guess what
I don't know what they're worried about. I mean, he's all that Dericles has in front of him is a path to glory. That's the problem.
I'm sure you're right, Pims.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything else before going to bed?
No.
Okay.
No, I just want to get on with the journey.
All right. You retire. You can have a long rest.
I'm going to do Whispers of the Dead.
Oh. What are you going to?
Insight, I think.
Okay.
Because I don't have much of it. So I need some help.
I'm sorry, I'm throwing dice around. Not because of your Whispers of the Dead.
Alright, thanks.
Okay. So, the day dawns bright and early. There is a bustle of the servants of the house moving around, preparing breakfast. They are just generally taking care of business. Leonidas is up already and appears to be directing the staff to clean up some of the grounds and giving instructions for making some changes.
Okay.
Dad.
Oh, can I go?
By the way, wait, Dad. We have a bit of a policy of saying please to the servants when we ask them to do something.
Don't
Honestly,
think of the servants. Think of them as equal members of the household.
Hang on a sec, but we don't pay ourselves.
No, other people pay us. And then we share that with the rest of the household.
I assure you, it has been a long time since anybody waited on us, and it is most appreciated, more now than before.
Okay.
That's good.
That's good enough for me.
You're very thoughtful,
Oh.
Hester.
I wanted to ask Leonidas something, so I'm going to take him to one side and just sort of say to him, while we're gone,
Yes, Shade.
where the dining table is, the big wall behind that, I was thinking would be cool to have maybe Pims and Dericles and Hester painted on there.
Just those three.
Yeah, just those three. I think, in some sort of heroic thing.
Very well. Yes.
What did you say, Shade?
Sorry, what?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
He nods at you, taps the side of his nose, and
Yeah.
resumes directing the servants. He appears to be having basically some of the training equipment that was in the courtyard moved somewhere else, and some. He seems to be making himself at home. Put it that way. So you have breakfast. Do you have anything that you want to do in Akros before you leave?
Anything that we need.
No, I don't think so.
Ashanti comes out saying, I will be... Leonidas and I are going to see Taranika this afternoon, but we wanted to see you off first.
Oh, thank you.
Do they need any more money? I know we've not been long.
Terrace steps forward and says, you did leave us with a month or two's funds, so we should... how long are you planning to be gone?
Yeah, it's like a day to Meletis, like half day to Eltrisos, half day killing everybody for the
Half a
half
day? I
day
don't think it would
back.
take us that long.
Um, probably only like a few days, really.
Is there anything we could bring back from Meletis that Akros doesn't have? You know, food-wise, or anything we could bring things back? Not that we always think of food.
I can't think of anything, says Ashanti. Well, it's going to be hard to get harder to get fish here, but honestly, I'm not sure I will miss them.
I noticed that Dad still brought his net, though.
He worked very hard on that net.
I worked very hard on that net.
You did too, Dericles. Yes.
I wonder if you could turn it to some sort of, I don't know, hanging bed or swing or something.
Between you and me, I think Leonidas is going to hang it on the wall in our room as a reminder of what we went through, and a reminder to remain humble. It could be easy in such magnificent surroundings, back in our home polis, with our friend the regent, to slip back into old habits. And I noticed that your friend Hester is a more considerate attitude to the people of the polis. Our time in Meletis has mellowed us a little, I think. Akros is very much geared for battle, for the chain of command, for the military hierarchy, but there should be room for citizens to enjoy life outside of the military. That is something we learned down in Meletis. So we will whisper to Taranika and see if there is anything that can be done. Change comes slowly to such a place. So, the weather is good. I hope your journey is swift and safe.
Thanks, Mum. Give her a big hug.
She gives you a great big hug, and a packed lunch.
Yay!
What, just Dericles?
She's got Dericles' one of the other household staff brings up linen bundles with food for all of you.
Okay.
If you open them, you will find that they have basically about 5 days rations in them, so you can mark that down.
Okay, so that's lunch then.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you ready to set off?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take off. You notice that quite beyond the walls of your villa, you notice that a bit of a crowd has gathered, seeing that there was activity on the roof of your villa. And so as you take off, you realise that there are people clustering on nearby rooftops and in nearby windows to see the amazing anvil wrought steeds, and they get quite a show as you take off. In the sunshine, the burnished wings flapping, the little jets of steam puffing from like between the metal plates. These things are an absolute work of art to watch in motion. They're so like a real animal, it's uncanny. And you take off up into the sky. Again, you see Leonidas and Ashanti arms round each other, waving to you, watching you disappear into the blue. It's not long before they've disappeared, and you can no longer make out their shapes, and then you can no longer make out the shape of your villa. And before you stretches a little bit of mountain, and then the drop of the Titan's stairs. You recall climbing up those. Let's see. It must have been maybe a week or two ago.
Oh wow!
Something like
Wow, that's after the week, huh?
Yeah, it's been busy. It's so as you fly out over the Titan's stairs, you can see from this angle where most of the buildings like that you've left behind you in Akros look like toys from this distance. The Titan's stairs just look like normal size steps, and you have to squint to make out the tiny human size stairs that are carved into each step to make them traversable. And the mountainside falls away beneath you, and suddenly you are very, very high up compared to the plains below.
I'm not looking.
Okay. But instead of rock below you, there is an expanse of foothills gently disappearing into waving grasses, and you can, from this height, you probably can't make out any individuals, but over the course of today, you basically fly all morning across the plains. If you gently descending to the point where you can make out bands of centaurs on the hunt, chasing down herds of deer with their spears. You can see. Let's see, what else have we got? The land is not completely flat. It's a little bit broken up into areas. You see occasional centaur encampments where they have not tents so much as just sort of like big canvas kind of open-sided canopies that they cluster under just for shade and for protection from the rain. Let's see how the weather is. Okay, as you head south, the weather, the clouds begin to build. The wind begins to pick up. It becomes a lot cooler up here. Are you going to stop for lunch, or are you going to keep flying all day?
Oh, I think so.
It is quite tiring just riding.
Yeah.
We need to miss the hearts as well, don't we?
Okay, yeah. You descend. Let's see. Who's gonna look for a good landing site?
I think the hearts should.
Well, I'm not good at any of that.
Why don't we just say we just tell the hearts to land where they can, and they should know, shouldn't they?
Okay. You give your. Yeah, that's fair enough.
I've got advantage on perception, and I rolled really badly.
Okay. You give the hearts.
I
free
didn't
rein.
know. I rolled 18.
Oh, okay. So
Where do you want to?
as they descend, then
land.
Pims, you spot that there is a plateau sticking up out of the plain. It looks like it would make quite a. It's got like grass on the top of it. Looks like it would make an excellent picnic spot, and also a defensible position.
Oh, okay.
So, 2 in 1. So yeah, you bring the hearts round, and you all land on this slightly raised plateau. It looks like it is possible to climb up here from the plains below, but it would take a bit of effort, and you're unlikely to be surprised.
Right.
So, and there you are able to spread out your lunch and have a bit of rest, talk to each other. Pims, the hearts, again, after all morning flying, the hearts do need a spot of oil in places.
Right, okay. I will use my tinkering skills to keep them maintained.
Okay. Right. If you've nothing much to discuss, then you.
Oh, I was just going to say that I've been kind of thinking all morning while I've been flying about what my mum and dad said about Meletis being a bit tense and about us inspiring them, and I thought about what might inspire them. Formation flying.
Oh,
Brilliant
yeah.
idea.
If we could come in, do it. I've seen people doing it on horses, while they're not flying, obviously, but instead of riding in formation, and it just looks really cool. If we could fly in formation,
That's awesome. I am 100%.
So you don't think they're just going to try and shoot us? Considering the last things that flew in there were trying to kill people.
well, no, not if we're in formation.
Yeah, I think
There's only
they'd be
4 of
too
us.
odd,
What sort of formation can we do?
We could.
They'd be too odd.
What we could do is we could fly together, and I could cast thaumaturgy, and if we're all like holding, I don't know, what we need is some way of having some flame at the back of the hearts, and then I could change the colour of it, and it could be all these plumes of coloured smoke coming out.
Hang on a sec. So we're going to have flame just after we've oiled these things. Just, yeah.
We could only oil them on the bums, and then we could just burn that bit, and then it would look like lovely.
I still think
rainbow.
I think that would be a very bad idea. As the chief tinker and lubricator for the trip, I think that would be a very bad idea.
Do hearts feel pain? I don't think a little bit.
So.
yeah,
The one we saved didn't look very happy when it was being attacked, did it?
I don't want to hurt it.
I still think we should go straight from here to Altrisos. And then
No,
what
we
we
really,
take back
really
to
need to give a
Meletis
report.
is take...
I am, still a member of the Revenant.
Well, the longer we
Revenant army.
spend, the more chance it is for the that Loom sister to disappear off somewhere else.
That's a good point, actually. Perhaps we should be.
Because you were all in a big hurry, so we didn't go and see that dragon because you wanted to go to Altrisos, and now you want to take off and go off somewhere else.
Well, from what we could work out, we're going to arrive at Meletis around evening time. If we were going to go to Altrisos, we'd have to fly through the night. We might, have a problem there. So if we arrive in Meletis, give a report in the evening, and then go to Altrisos fresh in the morning. If we didn't have the hearts, we'd have been doing this for weeks.
Yeah.
I think we didn't want to go to the dragon because we didn't want to get eaten by it, really.
I'm
not scared of it, but, that's what dragons do, isn't it?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I've never met one.
Well, we did.
And now we'll never know.
We can still go back to it when we're a bit stronger and can defend ourselves.
Probably not going to go anywhere.
I was just thinking, what were they going to say? What was your superior going to say if you go to Meletis and go, well, actually, we know where the Loom sister is, but we've not gone there yet. And they'd have gone, well, why didn't you go first?
Because this was on the way, I'll say. And we thought you needed a report. Because you sent me out on a mission, and I've been to loads of places, and really should update you on what's happening. Then, if we don't come back from Altrisos, you can send an army there and do it for us.
Ooh, yeah.
They need to know what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Shady's going to go and spit on our heart and ignore everybody else now. Because it does not make sense.
If you're ignoring us, you can't practice formation flying.
I'm not going to practice formation flying. I think it's a daft idea.
Let's practice formation flying around Shade's heart.
Okay.
Is my cloak big enough to go over the heart as well?
I'm afraid not, but that does limit you to only making formations with Shade at the centre.
No.
No, I suppose you could.
Just have Shade at the end. Well,
I suppose you could do. Yeah.
I just can't see them being happy about us flying in after the last things that flew in killed people. Do you not remember the
So what I could do is, as we're coming in, I could cast thaumaturgy, but instead of making a nice rainbow display, I could just shout, "It's just us, don't shoot us."
That might be better.
That'd probably work.
Yeah. Oh, we haven't got a name for ourselves, have we?
Hello, with Pericles and friends.
Oh.
Ridiculous.
That was simultaneous. Perfect.
So I'll just shout, "We're Dericles and friends. Don't shoot us."
I said mine first.
I'm not starting that. We could just shout. We could shout all our names.
Wait, I'm not shouting my name. You better not shout my name either.
Okay. So
people in my name didn't live very long after in Meletis, so
how about just, we come in peace. Don't shoot to kill.
Good work.
Shoot to maim.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you actually going to, once you take off again, are you actually going to practice some formation flying then?
No.
You do.
Shade is not. Shade is not going to.
No, Shade is not.
Okay.
Well, Shade isn't doing it. That can work quite well, because if Shade is at the front, we could make a nice arrow behind her, or if she's at
No,
the back.
Shade isn't going to Meletis.
Oh, you're not going?
No.
Okay. So.
Or at least I might stay out of the. I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to fly this heart in, and I think they're going to shoot us. So.
Okay. So
yeah.
do you wanna wait nearby? How are we gonna find you again?
I'm riding a blooming shiny heart.
Okay.
You know,
All
there's
right.
not many of them around.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're ready to do it. Are you sure you don't mind not coming in then, Shade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure I could. You know, this is my town. I don't know how to face people or not.
Okay, you take off again. As you head south, the clouds thicken and it begins to rain. This does.
They're not going to rust, are they? Pims? Do you think they're going to rust?
No, they'll be fine.
Okay.
Well, maybe a little bit. That'll be fine.
It must be
Just live
waterproof.
up in the mountains, they'll be fine.
They would tell us if they weren't waterproof.
We didn't ask.
The hearts fly onwards, apparently unbothered by the rain, but it does make the. It's hard to. You can't see as far. You can't stay on course as easily, and it's just generally a lot more uncomfortable. As certainly, like you're getting wet. Certainly, all the front of you is pretty wet. And it's getting pretty unpleasant as the you finally begin to see the sun sort of like appear in the gap between the clouds and the horizon, just as it begins to set. So as you approach Meletis, the sun is setting and there is just a constant drizzle. It's not quite the glorious dramatic arrival that you'd envisaged. Shade, Shade, what are you going to do? Are you going to peel off and land near to the polis?
Where are we? Which bit are we near then? Are we near to the harbour side, or are we actually at the main part of the polis?
It's kind of weird that this map has Meletis Harbour labelled as being across the peninsula on the opposite side to Meletis. That makes no sense to me.
No.
So I'm going to suggest humbly that the docks are actually in the bloody city, and so thus the harbour too. You can as you approach, you can see the polis. You actually can't see it all that much from a distance. There's only a little hill poking up above the cliffs with like the posh residences on, and the rest of the polis kind of spills down. Is cut into the cliffside, going all the way down to the docks in a series of kind of like circular tiers. I will find a map for you in a minute. So do you want to? Outside of Meletis, there is mostly farmland. So you could land on a road or like in a wheat field or something.
Yeah, it was just outside of the city. So
okay.
Yeah.
You can certainly find somewhere. The other three, where are you going to look for a landing spot?
I was trying to head towards the barracks.
Okay. So again, as you approach, You do see a little bit of activity on the walls, not as much as you saw in Akros, possibly because people are spending more time looking at their feet in this weather than at the skies. There is a bit of a commotion as you approach, as they realise that something is approaching from the air.
I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy and shout, "We come in peace!"
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh dear.
Oh no, what was it?
Persuasion. $17.
Okay. Your Hester's voice cuts through the rain authoritatively, and the flustered hoplites on the walls hold their arrows and allow you to descend and land on top of the barracks. Again, the barracks has a flat roof. You are able to bring the hearts in to land on it, and the guards.
I'm not gonna land.
Oh,
I
are
just
you not?
I just wanted to make sure that I could cast my spell for the boys, and then I'm gonna double back and land with Shade so she's not on her own.
Okay, right. Okay, so two Pims and Dericles, you're landing, and then Hester, you're going to go and join Shade. Fair enough. You saw where Shade landed before, so you can head back there without too much trouble. Pims and Dericles, your hearts flap in, trying to do come in for more or less a vertical landing, and in the drizzle, the wings are sort of like shedding water all over the place. It's hoplites are kind of like bring their shields up to sort of like protect themselves from the spray as they settle down, and you dismount onto the wet roof with the water streaming off the gently steaming steeds. They are pretty surprised to see you. What are you saying to them?
Evening.
Yeah. Are Captain Elias and Commander Phaedros around?
Yes. Who are you?
Oh, Lieutenant Dericles. Don't you recognise me?
Oh yes. We thought you had perished outside the polis.
No, we're fine.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. We will send for the captain. Okay. One of them. Well, actually, they will lead you down inside the barracks where you can begin to dry off. And Captain Elias comes in to greet you. Dericles, it's good to see you again.
Captain.
They say you made quite an entrance.
Yeah, we have these flying steeds that were granted to us by Perforos. It's a long story.
Seriously?
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
we're just here for the night because we're on our way on an important mission. But I wanted to give a full report of our activities to you.
Wait. Let's go and see Commander Phaedros. He will want to hear this as well. And frankly, you are due. the very least we can offer you is a good meal for the great service you have done for the polis. We have heard some of your story from the other Pelias. One of the council's attendants furnished us with a couple of updates while you were away. And where are your comrades?
Pims is here, but Hester and Shade have just stopped outside of the city, so I don't think they wanted to make a big entrance, really.
Okay. Really, in this rain? Surely we should send word that they are welcome in Meletis.
Oh, I think they know that, but maybe you could send some food out to them, perhaps.
I
know where they.
I'll send a couple of.
Down.
Yes, I think we can arrange something like that. Do you know where they?
They sat down just off to the side of the city. I can describe where.
Oh yes, I know it well. I will send a couple of hoplites out to bring them something to eat and drink, and invite them to join us should they wish to.
Thank you.
And in the meantime, please come and see Commander Phaedros. And he leads you back upstairs into a I guess it's a kind of a meeting room, basically. After a few minutes, food is brought in and drink, so you can have something to eat. A few minutes more after that, Commander Phaedros arrives. He is shaking water off of a cloak, which he puts on the hands to one of the hoplites, and he approaches.
I'll stand up and salute him.
Thank you, Dericles. Now, it is good of you to return, and please sit down, enjoy your meal, but I am anxious to hear your report.
Oh, of course, sir.
Okay. Is there anything you want to leave out or embellish?
I don't think Dericles is really that inclined. There possibly is stuff he should leave out, but he probably won't leave it out.
Pims, anything you want to chip in with?
You know what? I think I'm probably best as not saying anything.
Okay.
I have a strange moment of personal insight.
Okay. You basically you tell the full story of your exploits through the Nessian Wood, in Certessa, across the plains to Akros, and finally at the Flame Speaker's volcano. In the meantime, Hester and Shade, you are approached after, let's see, it'll probably be about sort of 3/4 of an hour after the Hester has joined you. A couple of bedraggled hoplites turn up, offering, saying, the Captain Elias sends you food, drink, and invites you to join them within the polis should you wish, but he does respect your preference to keep a low profile. And they wait for your response.
Hester?
Well, I don't know. Can we do low profile? It seems
Well, I
like
can. I don't know about this hearts can. I don't know how long they were expecting to be.
I don't know.
I mean, it's nearly the sun's set now, and it's really beginning to get quite dark. So, where were you planning to spend the night?
I'd like to go back to the others. I think we should be together, but I don't want to pressure you into coming in if you don't want to.
Well, I'm okay going in. It was just I didn't want to fly in.
Okay.
The
In formation with, it's just
one of the hoplites speaks up. Honestly, that did startle us quite a lot. But I assure you, word has got around fast. We are well aware now that the four of you are riding these incredible anvil wards.
Yeah.
So you will be definitely safe to fly in.
I'm going to take my blankets out of my pack and put them over the heart. And I think I'd rather lead mine in. If you want to fly in, that's fine, Hester. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
It's not going to be far. So.
Honestly, in this rain, with a blanket over the heart, it does pass as a horse or a beast of burden. There's in the dim light, nobody's going to notice that it's metal. They might note its hooves on cobbles might sound a little bit unusual, but yeah, you can. The hoplites will accompany you through the city if you want to lead your beast in. As you pass through the city, perhaps because of the rain, you definitely sense that it feels subdued. Even the pubs, the taverns and inns that you would normally expect to be full of light and warmth, even in this sort of unpleasant weather, seem a little bit quiet. From what you're used to, Shade. Hester, you don't really have a point of comparison.
So if we have a chat to the hoplites as we're walking along,
okay,
and just sort of say to them, this is not how we left Meletis. It's a bit quiet. Has anything happened?
All of the priests, all of the oracles in the whole polis have received terrifying visions, and people are somewhat on edge. This is why we were alarmed by your arrival, your friend's arrival at the barracks.
Oh, you thought we were posted?
Everyone is expecting.
Sorry.
Everyone is expecting.
It's almost as if Pims was with us.
It is.
Everyone is expecting something to happen any day now, but nobody knows what to expect to happen. It is. Nerves are fraying, and it is making.
You can understand that.
Making people somewhat irritable. But nothing has happened so far. And now you are here. So it is a good day, despite the rain. And they lead you on to the barracks. You arrive at the barracks just about the time that Dericles is concluding his briefing to Commander Phaedros, and
And then we practiced formation flying a bit, but it didn't go very well. And then we flew into the city, and people seemed a bit surprised to see us. And well, I think that's about it, really.
That is an incredible tale, and I'm very glad that you chose to share it with us. Now, it is time that I return the favour. We have some news of our own. You may have picked up that the things are a little tense in the city. We have some news from the High Council to share with you, and
Sorry.
I had better let their emissary speak for them. And he gestures, and following Shade and Hester into the room comes Penelope.
Oh, I'm not there.
And we're going to. You are there.
Yeah.
Oh,
You are
sorry.
there. Yes, like you're all here now. But we're going to have a little bit of a break before we pick up on that conversation. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry, should have broken earlier. Comfort break, and we will pick up shortly. See you soon. Okay. So, the four of you are in a meeting room with Commander Phaedros of the Reverent Army, Captain Elias, and the commander has just invited Penelope to walk in. She is she's wearing a white dress, sort of like caught up at the shoulders, and she is carrying a stack of a mixture of like tablets and pieces of parchment. Thank you, Commander. Welcome, all of you. Her gaze lingers on you, Pims, for a moment, but she moves closer to the table. She moves to the centre of the table, and she begins to. She puts down her stack of tablets and parchment and says, I told you in my letter, Pims, about the Oracle experiencing horrible visions.
Yes.
She was not the only one. Many of the oracles in the polis have seen horrifying dreams, often of different things, but there is a common thread that we have kept secret from most of the citizens. We do not wish to cause a panic. And she begins to place these tablets and pieces of parchment, spread them out on the table so you can see them. This imagery is common to many of the Oracle's visions over the last 2 weeks. Each of these tablets or pieces of parchment, on it has a circle divided in two. The circle is decorated with some sort of carvings or glyphs, and around it there are some kind of lines representing some sort of strings or threads or ropes or something. Hester, you recognise it immediately. The others, you can make perception roll. Is it perception? History rolls, I'll say.
90.
Right.
Ooh.
Ooh, a whole 7.
You're not sure.
3.
It looks.
It was nearly 1.
Yeah, Pims. To you, it looks like a round loaf of bread broken in half. Makes you hungry, even though you've just eaten. What was yours, Adrienne?
3.
3. Okay. Yeah. You're not sure. It just looks like a broken circle to you. Hester and Dericles, you recognise this design from the temple south of the Nessian Wood. Penelope looks around at you and says, "We have cross-referenced with a number of other sources. As far as we can tell, this image represents the Titan seal."
Yeah, I think we've seen that before, haven't we? Something like it.
Where?
At that temple.
Something like that at the bakery.
Huh? No, the temple near Nessian Wood.
Oh, is that the one that we graffitied on?
Maybe.
Hester recognised it. Is that where she recognised it from?
Yes.
Right. Deracles, I think you're right.
So, like, what we think that Clothis is trying to break the Titan seal, then?
Legend tells that Clothis bound the Titan seal with her hair, and it is Clothis' will and Clothis' design that holds back the Titans. But with the stories of Xenagos suggest that Clothis was incensed that a mortal ascended to godhood outside of her design, and thus she has left the underworld. She has left her post guarding the Titan seal.
So does that mean it's only a matter of time before the Titans break out, or could she choose when they break out, or
I do not know.
We not know.
But this is an existential threat to all of Theros. We are ill prepared to fight another Titan war. Our Polias are built on the ruins of the civilization that the Titans previously destroyed.
Well, we're planning to head out tomorrow to try and deal with Clothis's final Loom sister.
Excellent. We do not know the extent to which Clothis relies on her Nyxborn agents. But
I think it's agents now, I think.
I hope you are right. You will... Where are you? Did you say you were heading?
I'll
Needle.
shoot off to the Needle, the temple there.
The needle. Let's see. I am not familiar with it, but perhaps I can find something out. I will go to the Pyrnos and see if there is any information there about this place that you seek. It would be good for you to go in forewarned.
Thank you.
And yes, I am on behalf of the council leader, Perisofia. I am coordinating the visions of the various oracles from different temples and trying to glean what information we can. Such visions are never clear, but there is an obvious common thread here that we would be foolish to ignore. Commander Phaedros has already agreed to commit the Reverend Army to whatever action is necessary to stem these events before it is too late. These visions come as warnings from the various gods, each in their own way, and it is possible that these events can be averted. Make insight rolls. Actually, Pims, you have advantage.
Oh my, really?
Yes, you
Wow.
do. Because you know Penelope better than the others.
Okay.
15.
15.
7.
6.
So
Okay.
either a 15 or
It came up custom
9.
16.
15.
15, okay. Pims.
Darren, are
Yeah?
you adding it right? Because it came up on my screen that it was a 16.
I'm just rolling the die, but it's got a -1 on it.
So it's 15, yeah.
Ah,
So, Pims, Dericles, you register that despite what Penelope says, she is terrified that these events cannot be averted.
Oh. I'm disappointed that she doesn't have confidence in us.
So, Commander Phaedros leans forward. Please, do not let us keep you from your stated goals seem fully in alignment with those of the polis. We are indebted to you all for your decisive and heroic actions. But please let us know what you discover as quickly as you can, and if there is something that that the polis can assist with, let us know.
Of course, sir.
We have
Okay.
compared notes with Setessa, and we are expecting to hear from the regent in Akros soon to find out if something similar is happening there. But as far as we know so far, it has only been the oracles of Meletis who have experienced this. This is of great concern to the council, as you can imagine.
Of course.
So, I will report that you four heroes are investigating, and I will report the progress that you have already made. Your deeds are already becoming the stuff of tavern tale and legend, and I believe that one of the scribes of the Pyrnos is penning a volume already documenting your adventures, you will be pleased to know.
Well,
Let us hope that your tale has a happy ending. Now,
sure it will.
it is getting late. We can offer you pallets in the barracks, should you wish. Or if you have alternative arrangements somewhere in the polis, then I will not keep you. You have done more than we can expect of any citizen, but if you are ready and able to continue assisting, then we will support you as much as we can.
Thank you, sir.
Very well. I will go and make my report. Are you returning to the council leader, Penelope? Penelope turns to Commander Phaedros and says, she starts gathering up the stuff and says, "Yes, Commander, I will accompany you." She looks back at the rest of you. "I'm sorry that this is such a brief meeting." Her eyes linger on yours again, Pims.
I'll just say to her, you know, you can trust us. It's all going to be fine.
Thank you, Pims. I will find out what I can from the Pyrenees, and I will find you in the morning before you leave. Thank you. And she goes out after the commander. Captain Elias.
Go up to Pims. Sorry?
Sorry, no, please continue.
I'm going to go up to Pims and I'm going to put my paw inside his hand and then I'm just going to tap his hand with my other paw.
What are you doing?
Oh, I saw somebody. Nothing, and I'm going to run away.
Oh.
Captain Elias is looking a little bit uncomfortable. Anyway, thank you for making your report there, please. And all of you. You are very welcome to stay here in the barracks, but we do not have very comfortable accommodations, I'm sorry to say. It is up to you. Do you... I can show you to accommodations, or if you wish to go elsewhere, I will let you get some rest.
Clubhouse, surely. We're in the right place.
Sounds good. Yeah. Should we ask if they can stable the hearts here for tonight?
Yeah.
If Penelope's
Sounds
going
good.
to come and talk to us before we leave.
Parents would love to see them.
Okay.
I think we should
talk about
can
that.
do that.
Okay, yes. You gather the hearts. You bring the hearts down from the roof and lead them through the streets, up the levels of the city to the Omara estate, where let's see what this time of night. Yes, the gates are currently closed, but the
Yeah, who needs gates? We've got flying beasts.
Yes. Well, no, there is a guard manning the gates who recognises you and opens the gates for you and sends word into the household. As you come into the courtyard, Pims, your mother comes running out of the house into the rain and rushes up to you and gives you an enormous hug.
Not in front of my friends. Oh, come on.
Pims is 12.
Oh, show her your new tattoos as well. From the
Shh. I give it a hug.
She drags you in out of the rain into the just early onto the porch and says, "It is so good to see you, Pims. We have been so worried. It has been so stressful here."
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Have you been having bad dreams?
I must admit, they have been unsettled. Not like some of the other folk in the polis, but everyone is so worried. your father is here. He is in his office. He will be so glad to see you. Have you eaten? Are you?
No, we're starving.
Excellent. She snaps her fingers and sends a servant. You notice that Hester. You notice she's very brusque with the staff.
Yeah. Gonna be dealing with that.
You just have to say to her that it's not the way we deal with, the people in our household.
She ushers you through into the dining room, where the staff begin to bring you a second dinner. And
I'm not going to sit at the table. I'm going to go into the kitchen and start helping the staff.
Okay. The staff are a little bit confused and uncomfortable with this, but they accommodate your enthusiasm. They will give you stuff to carry through to the other room, as that's the simplest thing that doesn't require you knowing where anything is.
I'll do it gladly.
Okay, so you find yourself delivering food to Pims, who is tucking in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh God, should have revised the names of Pim's parents. Sorry.
Didn't we just call them Pims's parents?
No, they've got names.
Yeah, but I'm sure we just called them Pims's mum and Pims's dad.
What's it called?
Araya and Epicus. No, sorry. Epicus is your brother. Theo and Araya. Yeah, sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
Epicus is in the city, but you don't see very much of him.
Yes, it's my older brother.
Yep. Is it Araya? Aria?
Yeah. Right.
Aria.
Aria. Let's go for Aria. Aria goes off and returns with Theo, who is looking very drawn but happy to see you, Pims. And he comes round and unusually for him gives you quite a warm hug.
Okay.
Thank you. It's good to see you again, Pims. Yes, thank you for coming to visit. Are you staying
Yeah,
long?
well, we're just passing through on our way to some very important business. Yeah, very important. I can't really talk about it.
Yes, Penelope.
By the way, we're going on our golden hearts. Just thought I'd mention that.
Gifted by
we
God.
gift the gods?
Yeah.
He kind of looks skeptical at you, and well, all right, but yes.
And we have them because of Pims. We wouldn't have had them if Pims hadn't managed to fix one.
She speaks
Really?
the truth. Mm-hmm.
My word.
Oh yeah, he's quite the engineer.
And lubricator.
Opinion goes up, opinion comes down.
Mercifully, Hester is in the kitchen.
From the kitchen, do we hear the sound of something being dropped?
I see. Well, it seems you are really coming into your own, Pims. Penelope has kept us appraised of your travels. we're very grateful to her, and yes, difficult times, and we're worried about you, Pims. I thought perhaps you would go out of the polis, blow off some steam, get it out of your system, come back. But this seems very real and dangerous.
It's nothing we can't handle.
Well, you've done very well so far. But
Thank you.
You know, we're just make sure to come back again regularly.
We will.
Your mother worries terribly. Anyway,
Do we get the idea that he actually is worrying as well, or does it just go over?
oh, make an insight check.
Oh yeah, because mine was so good last time. Oh, 18. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 18 as well. Can't wait to fight some monsters. Well,
you think that this seems to be quite an you get the impression that this is an unusually emotional display for Theo.
It all feels a bit awkward. I'm going to go and join Hester in the kitchen.
When Shade comes in, I'm saying to the staff, so do you know how to unionise?
Brilliant. Okay, so you pass a somewhat awkward evening. Your parents, Pims, your parents seem to be really actually enjoying your company for a change. It's and really happy to be spending time with you, but they don't really know what to say to you.
Okay.
So
Well,
it consists of basically an awkward series of questions about very specific and frankly quite, as far as you're concerned, quite dry aspects of your journey. Your father wants to know about like the economy of Setessa, or about the sort of like the political structure of Akros, or stuff like that. And is frankly quite flustered by any attempt to describe your battle tactics or heroics or your injuries in particular.
Is he going to tell him off for leaving his axes in the tree?
No, he does not. He actually, Pims, he does not admonish you for any of these things.
Wow.
Eventually it grows really late, and Theo stands saying, "Well, I have an early start tomorrow. Councillor meeting to discuss the unrest in the city again. It's going nowhere because we don't know how to solve it. No one does."
all right, we'll sort it out, won't we, Pims?
We certainly will.
Well, we're getting up early in the morning as well because we have stuff to do.
Yeah.
Capital. I admire that attitude. Yes. He still seems a little bit leery of having a minotaur at the table, but he's doing his best.
I'm going to try and lighten the mood by getting 2 apples and poking them onto each of Diocles' horns.
Theo,
Nothing to worry about, Dad. Look, I've dehorned him.
You are obviously very good friends.
Yeah,
It's good that you're looking out for each other. Anyway, I must sleep. Come on, Arya. Let's turn in. Arya gives you another big hug, Pims, and then she accompanies Theo.
Good night, Pim's mum and dad.
Good night, Derocles. Good night, all of you. And they retire. Okay. Are you going to retire to the clubhouse then?
Yeah.
The beds that you had arranged from before are still there. I'm just trying to remember what they'd arranged for you, Derocles. Was it a couple of beds pushed together or something?
I was sleeping with a bed away from the wall so my horns didn't get stuck, but I'm not sure if there were further arrangements made at some point.
Hang on. Yeah, no. I mean, it's pretty much as you left it, basically. So maybe not the most comfortable, but it's warm and dry, and you're certainly very well fed. Is anybody doing anything before night time?
I'm staying in the kitchen to help clear up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can stay behind a bit. You do pick up a little bit of gossip from the staff then, Hester, that the Theo is under enormous stress, spending a lot of time up at the council building. He's losing weight. The staff are worried about him, Araya is worried about him as well, but obviously, and a little stressed that she can't solve the problems, and so on. So, it all seems, the whole household seems like a little microcosm of the whole polis at the moment. Lots of stress, no obvious solution.
Right.
So, you can all retire. You can have a good night's sleep. This is your second night away from. Yep. Okay. Cool. And in the morning, while you are having breakfast, Penelope arrives.
Hello.
Okay.
Good morning, all of you. I went to visit the Pirnos to see what I could find on the Eye of the Needle. There is a few mentions throughout history. It is the seat of an Oracle of Clothis, a human woman, not Nyxborn, apparently. So, not the woman that you describe from Akros. She apparently, for some years, she offered advice and proclamations on things that would happen to the folk of Altrisos if they made the effort to go and visit her at the temple. But apparently it has been quiet for some months now. They have had no contact with the temple. I don't know if anyone has been out there to visit and failed to return, or if they have just nobody has bothered. It's hard to know. Perhaps someone in Altrizos could give you more information, or you could just investigate yourselves. From what I have read, also the eye is a thin pinnacle of rock sticking up from the cliff top on the coast, and the temple is beneath it, carved into the cliff.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry I couldn't furnish you with anything more helpful.
That's really useful, thank you.
At least you know what you are looking for. I'm sure you will be able to spot such a obvious landmark from the air. I will. I had better go. I have lots of duties to attend to, and I believe you do too.
Of course.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And she turns and hurries away.
Dericles will excuse himself from the table, and when he's out the room, hurry after her.
Oh, okay.
When she leaves, I just whisper, I just whisper, say hello to Captain Useless.
Okay. Dericles, you've got quite a stride on you. You can
I've got
easily
enhanced movement. Yes, I'll catch up with it. Excuse me, Lady Penelope.
Yes, Dericles.
I just wanted to. I know that he finds it's hard to sort of say things himself, but I just wanted to say that I know that Pims was away from the city for quite a time, but I've travelled with him for a while now, and I know that his every thought was with you at that time. And we recently went to Akros, where Pims made quite a name for himself, and I picked up this bit of memorabilia about him. I'm going to get the banner of Pims out my pack.
Okay.
That I picked up in Akros, and I thought that you might like to have this. I'll hand it over.
You can see a variety of conflicting emotions roll across her face, and she smiles and takes it from you and says, "That's very considerate, Dericles. Thank you."
It's okay, and don't worry. If this situation can be sorted, which I'm sure it can be, then with Pims with us, we've got we're guaranteed to sort it out.
Yes. I'm sure you all can. Look at what you've accomplished already.
Exactly.
Thank you, Dericles.
While that's going on, I'm going to try again to comfort Pims, except this time I'm just going to slide over next to him and say, "Hey,
Yeah?
do you want me to shine your shield for you?"
I don't use shields. What are you talking about?
Your armor.
Yeah, all right. Well, if you like, yeah.
Okay.
Strange.
Have you got the stuff?
If you want to do something for me, I could fancy a bit of pudding. You were going in and out of the kitchen anyway.
Right, she's gonna go get it, but she's dragging her feet
Okay.
in a sulky manner.
Oh.
This
Okay.
is all very strange.
Are
Just
you...
going to slam the pudding down in front of him.
Oh, excellent. Nom, nom, nom.
Pims is oblivious. Okay, you finish your breakfast. You are well rested. You have 4 burnished hearts. Are you doing anything else before you set off?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take off from Meletis. The rain has stopped now. It's still overcast, but it is dry at least. And you take off from the top of the city and fly southwards over the almost over the, more or less over the harbour. As you can see, the whole of Meletis spread beneath you, and after it's not long, only an hour or two's flight before you see the sea on the other side of the peninsula approaching, and it's pretty easy to spot Altrisos. And then heading slightly down the coast a few miles, you spot this landmark, a pinnacle of rock sticking up from the coast. And are you heading for Altrisos or for the Eye?
I think.
I think straight to the eye, yeah.
Okay, straight to the Eye. In that case, yeah, you descend. As you get close to it, you realise that this it looks a little bit unnatural. You're not sure what kind of, whether it's some sort of like geological event or possibly an act of god or goddess that thrust this spire of rock up out of the ground, but it's just sticking out of a plane of rock at the top of a cliff, and it juts out at a slight angle, and there is a hole through the tip of it, just like a needle. And you bring your hearts in. You can land on the plane and dismount before the Eye of Clothis, and we will leave it there until 2 weeks hence.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and follow and do the things. I believe the correct term nowadays is to smash the like button. And we will see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks very much.